7-6, number 6. They have this 1 minus 2 sine squared theta cosine squared theta minus 2 sine to the 4th theta equals cosine 2 theta. You can prove that identity if you want, or you can work with the answer choices. They say choose the sequence that verifies the identity. Well, let's verify. Let's see which one of these works. So let's try this one first, the first one first. And let's see if this one actually equals what's on the left and what's on the right, because they factored it. And you can figure out how to factor it, or you can just FOIL what's there. So this equals cosine squared times 1 is cosine squared. I'll just put cosine squared. I won't put the thetas. Minus 2 cosine squared sine squared. So I just multiplied cosine squared times 1 and cosine squared times minus 2 sine squared. And then I get sine squared times 1, so plus sine squared. And then sine squared times minus 2 sine squared, which comes out to minus 2 sine to the 4th. And let's check it out. That is, in fact, 1. Cosine squared plus sine squared is 1. So that's 1 minus 2 cosine squared sine squared, or sine squared cosine squared. You can put them in whatever order you want. Minus 2 sine to the 4th. So A works. That's very simple. And then that equals cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. And then 1 minus 2 sine squared theta is cosine 2 theta. So that works. But we could just check the foiling. See if this middle part actually foils to be that. Because that's how they got it. They factored to get that. Well, let's try the next one. And I've circled that to make my point. Let's look at this next one, which is, I'll just prove to you that these don't work. Here's B. We're going to FOIL that and see if it comes out to the stuff all the way to the left. So let's get this one. This is B. And so we'll do, well, we'll just do first times first, first times last. You can do first time, FOIL, F-O-I-L, first, outside, inside, last if you want, whatever you want to do. So just make sure every term is multiplied by every other term. Cosine squared, so that's cosine times 1. And then we're going to go cosine squared times minus 2 sine squared minus 2 sine squared cosine squared. I'm not putting the thetas, but we remember there's the thetas. And then minus sine squared. Well, right there we see cosine squared minus sine squared does not equal 1. So where are we going to get this 1 from in that one? It's already haywire. And then sine squared minus 2, so that's going to be minus 2 sine to the 4th. So that one's good. But let's see, minus 2 sine squared cosine squared. We just don't get the 1 in this one because we have cosine squared minus sine squared. We're not getting the 1 anywhere. So that's the problem. And then even going this way, cosine squared minus sine squared does not equal 1. So this one is out. And you can do these other two on your own, C and D. They are not going to work. The answer to this one is A. You didn't really have to factor it. You just had to make sure that what the steps they have there worked. Foil these two things together and make sure it turns into that. And then make sure this also turns into that, which it does. Cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1. 1 minus 2 cosine squared is cosine 2 theta. If you've got all those double angle, half angle formulas memorized, then this is a snap. So this one is A.